Before we get into this video, I want to note that the music selection is the Wano theme Drums of Liberation music from the composer Karame, who provides that any YouTuber is free to use this cover in their content as long as you call under fair use and include a direct link, both things which I have done here. Anime Olnes, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to click off this video. Okay, here we go. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, were justifiably angry at Kaido's flashback that appeared in the recent chapter 1049. But they are not looking at the full picture, because Kaido's flashback is not over. There are a lot of holes that Oda left in this one that are meant to be solved, possibly by later flashbacks or by something even in the next few chapters. We'll look at a few of those in this video right now. The first and most obvious issue is whether my microphone is actually recording this properly. Oh, thank God it wasn't working yesterday. Alright, into the actual video. The first and most obvious issue is the fact that Kaido's origin is never actually properly explained by this flashback. While we do see the kingdom that he comes from, we don't actually see his parents or how he emerged as an Oni. If you look, the king in this kingdom does not have the distinctive Oni horns that Kaido has, and therefore it's very difficult to know whether Kaido actually originated from this kingdom or whether he came from somewhere else. His first flashback, after all, happens after he is already a strong soldier and 10 years old. This indicates a hole that Oda intends to fill. After this point, the flashback continues with Kaido as he becomes a more famous pirate and eventually joins the Rocks, invited by Whitebeard. I don't think that this area has any holes that need to be filled. Oda isn't famous for trying to fill the slow ascension to power with a lot of deeds. We can simply trust that Kaido just did a lot of things in this time that attracted the world's government's attention. What we can see, however, is that the God Valley incident is very clearly left mysterious. We still have yet to see a solid shot of Rock's face, and even in the case of God Valley being featured in this flashback as a pivotal moment, it still is not shown. Something else happens at God Valley that is being hidden from us that Kaido was probably involved in, given that Kaido was one of the major figures who was there. The last hole intentionally left by Oda in this chapter is the fact that we still don't know how Kaido knows of Joy Boy. Joy Boy is a concept that Kaido has been pretty closely associated with in these last sets of chapters, and yet we still don't know where Kaido even got this information in the first place. How can we exactly understand what his motivations are without knowing where he learned it? I think a critical answer lies in the fact that God Valley probably gave Kaido some information that the world government did not want him having. The fact that God Valley has been hidden up so well probably ties into this aspect as well. Perhaps the fight occurred over the existence of some poneglyph that told of the existence of Joy Boy, and somehow Kaido found someone who could read it for him. All of these need to be answered in order to fully understand Kaido as a character. So, with this all in mind, how exactly could we get more information on Kaido even in the next few chapters? Well, let's think about the final words that Kaido said. He says, "Straw Hat, what kind of world do you wish to make?" in the fan translation, which is what I'm reading here. What this indicates is that this conversation is not over. Sure, Luffy gives what will become an iconic answer to Kaido's question there, but it really doesn't complete the conversation that they've been having throughout this entire arc. Kaido has constantly been questioning Luffy. Can you be Joy Boy? Can you be the one who brings the light? And this conversation is going to need some follow-up. Luffy still doesn't even know the concept of Joy Boy himself, and while Robin has a chance of explaining it to him, I think it would be a lot more apt for the series for Kaido to explain it himself. Imagine next chapter that Luffy lands next to the defeated body of Kaido and asks him about what the whole Joy Boy thing means, and they have a conversation in which Kaido explains his motivations and tells more about his past. Perhaps we get some real information on God Valley, and that can be a critical landing point in how we move into the next arcs of the series. What we see here is that Kaido may be defeated, but he's not done as a character. He still needs to have a little bit more explained in order to finish his character arc and truly cement him as one of the greatest One Piece villains of all time. Thank you for watching.